Shame, man. Look at this. Look at this.
Rail! Look at this rail. Grass, trash. Grass, trash. What the fuck is up? Sherelle, I'm not playing. I've been everywhere. I am the CEO.
There are 4 professions that if they all went on strike at the same time, this country would crumble.
Have you been monitoring the trash problem that's going on right now? The mayor, politicians being politicians, of Philly has said, you know what? We don't think the sanitation workers are worth what we're paying them. I'm going to raise my pay, but I'm not going to raise theirs or fight for their benefits at all. And if there's one person that could shut down a city faster than anything, it's sanitation. Truckers and sanitation workers and police force. And if you don't pay those guys, if they actually work together, could shut down an entire community. Let's take a look at this. This is truly wild. And it is disastrous. It's right up there with the Michigan water problem. Let's get to it.
It's everywhere. I mean, this dumpster showed up yesterday on day 1 of the strike, and the trash is overflowing, pretty much blocking the sidewalk, overflowing into the street. And on the other side, I showed you guys just a half hour ago, it's halfway up to the stop sign here at 18th and Catherine. This is one of 60 designated spots where you're supposed to be bringing your trash. I mean, you can smell it from a block away. The city says Philadelphia generates 2,000 tons of trash every day. And right now, they have 60 sites like these set up for people to bring their garbage. Yesterday, we saw some issues at the site, striking workers blocking entrances with cars, and according to the mayor, opening fire hydrants to keep people from bringing their trash. Workers want you to avoid solving the problem as a kind of bargaining tool.
Shame, man. Look at this. Look at this. I'm telling you guys, you can barely breathe. You can barely breathe. This is truly insane. To make it worse, you got homeless people going through it, trying to get anything they can salvage out of the trash.
I want you to comment down below on this. I want to hear your opinions. I mean, politicians being politicians, and the thought that you can just tell people just dump it on the street. I mean, it takes us back to the 1800s. It is mind-blowing that we are arguing over trash in the 2025. Like, this is truly a thing that sanitation, for one, the raccoons and rats are going to set in. You're going to have homeless people strolling it everywhere. I mean, they do it here on my street. They'll go pick through the garbage cans, leave it all over the street. I sold a house the other day that they put everything out at the road when they were cleaning out the house, and the homeless came through and picked through it. There was paper all over the yard. And that's what's going to start happening here. You're going to have people pilfering through it. You're going to have the nasty smell, and then the disease will set in. And for the life of me, how does a problem get this big that a politician of a major city cannot figure this problem out? And then you got the union workers step in. They know they have the power, and they won't let the workers go to work. They even want to go to work. I mean, we have 2 big issues here. I want to know what you think about. Comments down below.
In their negotiations with the city, the Parker administration filed multiple injunctions to try and get people to bring their trash here, including one to keep picketers 10 feet away from facilities where they're striking and limit picketers to 8 per location. We asked the city what's being done to mitigate the situation until a deal is reached. Here's what they had to say.
We're doing the best that we can with the resources that we have.
Are you looking at other resources, perhaps from other municipalities or private resources that you might be able to hire to come in and help?
Absolutely. So right now, we're actually looking at bringing in additional trucks to support our operations to clean up those illegally dumped locations and sites.
There are 4 professions that if they all went on strike at the same time, this country would crumble. And it's not the people making the most money. It's not the CEOs and the influencers. No, it's the healthcare professionals. It's the mail carriers, the truck drivers, and the sanitation workers, the folks that keep us alive, fed, clean, and connected.
Not to mention, you're going to have people taking advantage of the situation. You're going to have guys out there in the real estate community that will use this as the opportunity to do some pretty random, crazy things. And I mean dumping some random stuff, asbestos, you name it. They will fill the gap here. You're going to crash everywhere. And then the litigation that's going to come out of this is going to be astronomical. It is crazy to me that a politician can sit there and say that and people not push this person out of office. I mean, who is compelling this person to do this? Like, what part of public administration thinks that is a good idea? Money just leaks through the budget like a sieve. Like, where does it go? All to their buddies? I guarantee you somebody has benefit from this. I guarantee you some rich guys benefit from
me a one-term mayor, but I'll tell you what I will not do. I will not put the fiscal stability of the city of Philadelphia in jeopardy for no one. If that means I'm a one-term mayor, then so be it.
Look, you keep getting on this TV doing all this yelling and hollering and screaming. I done heard you all the way down here from Florida talking about fiscal responsibility after you done hired 15 people in these do-nothing jobs making almost $200,000 a year. You can't pay these garbage men their money so they can get back to work. Please shut the hell up with all that yelling and screaming. Get them people their money and shut up. Don't nobody want to hear about you talking about, oh, well, fiscal responsibility.
If you go and look at these budgets on the stuff that these politicians spend your money on, it is mind-boggling. Like I saw this, Escambia County had like $1 billion come through their revenue coffers last year from tourism. And I was like, where'd all that money go? I'm still hitting potholes. Heck, the mayor of Pensacola has an entire road of road cones right now. And he's over here talking and we need, traffic light cameras to help with traffic enforcement. And I'm like, the amount of rabbit holes politicians get distracted on. And do you remember when the port was on strike and it was almost a national security problem the president had to weigh in on? Trash is like that thing too. Remember Michigan? I don't even think where was it in Michigan that didn't have clean drinking water? Still don't. And people just forgot about that too. But I just can't believe how some of these situations don't make national news. And the fact that the news is not out there reporting and a YouTuber is, shows you how crooked the media is and how crooked politicians are, because they go like this. Who do you think pays for the news? Political ad dollars going to the local news. That's the only time they're in the black. The rest of it is the presidential election or something crazy. Why do you think they clickbait so much? I mean, trust us YouTubers recognize clickbait when we see it.
Doing nothing. We on strike. You crossing the line. Local 27. I'm not worried about none of that. I'm not worried about none of that. I'm not worried about none of that. It's a strike zone. It's a strike zone. We on strike. It's a strike line. Come on with that, man. You know the rules, bro. I got you. You know the rules, man. Right, come on, man. We on strike, my man.
Natives, be careful. You're about to start getting respiratory infections due to all the trash piling up. I'm here to tell you guys why this is happening and about the strike. If you haven't seen it already, Philly is being piled up with trash, and a whole bunch of rodents due to the fact of 9,000 city workers going on strike. The sanitation crew, including the 911 dispatchers, crossing guards, etc. All because they claim that they are being underpaid and that the city does not want to meet their demands of 5% per year. See, the city thought they could be slick and just create 63 disposed sites, thinking that, oh, that will help the situation. But it just made it worse, because those filled up super fast, and some of them got blocked off by people trying to support the protest. Now, all the trash piling up will start affecting people because y'all will be out there catching respiratory infections, especially the kids. The city is now trying to make a judge force everybody to go back to work. The judge already has gotten some law enforcement and, medical people to go back into work, but now they're trying to get all the sanitary people to get back to work through judge's orders. We'll see how that plays out, but I
don't see how they do that without pushing into like the idea of slavery. But I will say this: there are a few jobs out there that they will put on a national security list. Trucking, I'm willing to bet you after this, they push for sanitation workers to go on it too. Because they'll say that it'll shut the city down in commerce and national security. What I'm surprised they're not doing, and I don't say do this at all, I'm not condoning it, I'm saying that they could do this or prepare for this, is they start pushing all that trash out in the street. And they have some agitators go out there and start just spreading it everywhere. Can you imagine that mess? And then after the wind, or we get one big storm, it's everywhere. Remember when the hurricane was coming last year? I think it was last year in Florida, and they were still cleaning up from the last hurricane, and the Florida governor had to do a state of emergency to put every dump truck out there possible to move this stuff off into a safe place because it was going to be flying missiles. Same situation. Now, I hope they resolve this because this is absolutely nuts.
The city of Philadelphia said before they side with the mayor, they're going to fill the whole city up with trash. Since the mayor decided that she was going to give herself a 9% raise and give all the sanitation workers a 3% raise, they said, okay, well, July 1st, we going on strike, and we'll see what you do about that. And to that, the mayor said, I don't care. We don't need you, basically, is what she's telling them. So she took about 50 spots, public parks, mind you, and she said, this is where the new trash dump will be. She instructed all the residents of Philadelphia to take their trash to these designated parks, even though it's the middle of summer. During a heat wave, mind you. And that's when the residents of Philadelphia stepped in and said, not gonna happen. They said they refused to put their trash in their cars and take them to these designated spots when they pay already for trash to be picked up from their houses.
And I guarantee you they're not going to give you a rebate on your trash bill. They're going to still debit that money out of your account. And it is nuts. Okay, I looked at running for the mayor of Pensacola, and I saw that it only took like 6,000 votes to be mayor of Pensacola, 7,000 votes, and there was nobody even competing against the other person. And I look at who can be mayor. It's baffling. I think our last mayor, he had done nothing prior to being mayor. He had worked on staff for a dude for a few years that was rich, and he's the mayor. And we keep letting politicians get into these, and the local government has probably the most authority effective on the person without oversight. The mayor, and how are they in office and have this much authority with hardly zero background? Like you can just put anybody in there, throw a good PR campaign on them, and all of a sudden they're in charge. They aren't actually in charge. There is a rich guy on top of them telling them what to do, say, and act, okay? And I want to know what you think about this. If you can't tell, despise politicians, and the fact that good people won't run for these offices because of the awful environment you have to work in. There is corruption going on in this city with a humongous budget. Somebody needs to do something. If you're a congressman out there, you should investigate this. But that's all I got. I saw this. I was frustrated. I want to make a quick video on it. I want to know what you guys think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below. This is crazy. And if you want to move out of this and come to the state of Florida, I happen to be a real estate agent on the Gulf Coast of Florida, Alabama, and you won't have to worry about this because down here in the South, they will figure this out or there will be a big problem. I can help you move here. I can help you find an agent coming from there. I can help you find an agent anywhere in the country. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below. My email's down below if you need me. See you guys in the next video.